Hi there, my name's Katherine and I'm a registered dietitian, founder of Nude Nutrition, and I'm on a mission to help people find a more freeing, healthy, happy relationship with food. And today I want to share with you the story of one of my clients, Lily, who went from feeling like food consumed her thoughts 24/7 to finding food freedom. So let's take a listen and see what happened.
Mainly struggled with binge eating and just feeling out of control around food. I really got into a bad habit of labeling foods as good or bad. And that really led me to restricting myself around certain foods. And then when I would have those foods, I would just be completely out of control and eat and eat and eat until I felt super uncomfortable. And then it was just in a pattern of binge restrict, just like a pretty unhealthy relationship with food. There wasn't a lot of balance, and I think that kind of impacted other areas of my life too. It was the same with exercise. It was just like a very all or nothing mindset that I was in prior to support. I think that it just got to a point where I just was so unhappy. I knew that what I was doing was not good. Being willing to admit that, I realized that I needed the support. Like, I kind of tried to overcome the food rules and everything by myself, but ultimately I just realized that I needed further support and I wasn't going to be able to overcome those obstacles by myself. I mean, I definitely felt ashamed of what I had been through, and so I think that was kind of my biggest concern, was that I was going to begin working with someone and feel like maybe not necessarily understood for all of the challenges that I'd been facing. Yeah, but after working with you, that was not something that I needed to worry about, because I never felt ashamed while talking about the things that I was struggling with. The process of going through, like, challenging my prior kind of negative beliefs around food was pretty empowering, I think. I definitely, when starting out with the process, it was kind of daunting and overwhelming, the idea of going from so far in this spectrum of like super restrictive around food and super out of control to the idea of like food freedom and intuitive eating. It was kind of a scary thought. But I think that along the way, whenever I had small like successes, or I felt like I had overcome one fear, it felt pretty great to know that I had put in the work and that it was actually showing. I think honestly, the information was really helpful, like the statistics and the data around dieting and the negative effects of it. I think that was a really important thing for me to realize. It really led me to understand that it's not just me and that the problem is the dieting, the problem is not me. I definitely feel much more food freedom, and it doesn't consume my mind anymore, so I'm able to like focus a lot more on other things. I used to think about food nearly 24/7, and I don't really think about it at all anymore. Actually, the only time when I think about it is when I'm now able to notice my hunger cues and the ability to just have less anxiety around food. Prior to support, I used to really focus on like influencers online or people that I would see on the internet and what they portrayed as being this perfect idea of health, and try to like copy that, when in reality what they were portraying was restriction and completely unrealistic. I would definitely recommend receiving support to other people. Reach out and get started. The process is scary and it is daunting, but it is ultimately so worth it. And I think that thinking back to who I was before support and who I am now is completely different people. My goals and my ideas for the future have shifted because of this new freedom that I have around food and around exercise and my ideas of health in general. So I think that in the long run, it is completely worth it, and it's a really empowering journey to go through.